Hey there, back for another video. I'm here with my friend Rick. How are you doing, Rick?
Doing fine, thank you.
Good. So Rick, I think I've known you for a couple years now.
I think that's right.
Yeah. So where are you originally from?
Original's the hard part.
Oh,
High school in Southern California.
okay.
Got my graduate degrees at Arizona State University.
Okay.
Then went to Northern California for 30 years where I taught.
Whoa.
And then down to Central California, about 60 miles inland from Monterey, where I had a little ranch with apricots and sheep.
Oh wow.
Yep,
Okay.
that's where the sheepdog comes from. He used to work my sheep for me,
Okay.
and then out here after that.
Wow. Wow. And then tell me what you do for a living.
Well, that's got a lot of elements to it.
Okay.
I'm trained as a biologist,
Okay.
and when I retired from the university, I kept one of my projects. I kept a couple of them, but I only have one still going.
Okay.
And that's with working with common murre, which are a little seabird that live off the California coast. And I have a crew out in San Francisco, Half Moon Bay, and up at Point Reyes Station. And they collect the field data, and we go from there. Anyway, it's been
Wow.
going on for, that project now is in year 31.
Whoa.
So it's
Wow. How
long-
cool is that?
It's a long-term data set, which are pretty
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily getting high marks from the present administration, so
Sure.
we'll see how
Yeah.
the future goes there.
Mm-hmm. And then, so what are you trying to, I guess, I want to say preserve, but are you trying to, like, what's the goal with the project?
Yeah, the goal is conservation, and conservation can have a preservation attribute to it.
Okay.
It can have a people management attribute to it. Common murres are not rare in the sense of they're not endangered,
Okay.
but they are like canaries in a coal mine. And as the ocean goes, so does the common murre. And so they're tremendous indicators of the ocean. But they are very sensitive to people.
Okay.
And on these coastal California, there are lots of people and lots of use of the coast. And so we've been looking initially because of oil spills, they were completely extirpated, gone.
Oh my gosh.
From a huge chunk of area, a
Whoa.
particular rock called Devil's Slide. And they went from almost 3,000 breeding birds on that rock down to 0. And
oh my God.
we used a technique called social attraction, which my team kind of helped. There's a guy way ahead of us on the East Coast, and he came out and partnered with us. And we used decoys. I have some in the other room I can show you. Decoys and boom boxes that played murre calls
Wow.
day and night, and to try and bring them back to the rock.
Yeah.
We set those decoys out. First year we got 7 eggs. So, and now the colony's back at full size.
Oh my God, that's
But
awesome.
it's still extremely vulnerable.
Sure.
It turns out to aircraft, kayakers, anybody that disturbs them, because something disturbs them, they fly off their nest, which is really just a spot on the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And western gulls and ravens will come in
Oh.
and eat the eggs.
Ooh, okay.
So they can be completely wiped out by that stuff. So my folks are up there keeping track of what the population's doing so that we can disentangle the effect of things like boats and stuff like an
Outside
aircraft
influences, yeah.
relative to what the ocean is doing. So we had this, it requires, there's a lot of noise in the system, so it requires us to tease all those sections apart. So that's what I do.
And then, so the people who are monitoring that, are they scientists? Are they students? Like, who are they?
There, for the most part, this year's crew, we had 2 with master's degrees, and the other 3 had bachelor's degree. My lead that works for me out there, she has a PhD.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we have they're all scientists. They all would have work assignments as scientists or
Wow.
scientific technicians. So.
Wow, that is, I mean, that's so cool. yeah, I'm going to transition. So, this is the first time I've ever been to Rick's house, and I had been in the construction field for a very long time. And when I walked into Rick's house, I mean, I just started salivating because it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
And the views, holy cow! So what mountains are we looking at here? What are the hills?
Those are the Patagonias
The
behind.
Patagonias.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's these little hills from Canelo that you can see here
Okay.
off to the one side, but the main view is of Red Mountain and the Patagonias.
Wow. Well, and we were just talking about all the wildlife that comes to visit.
Yeah.
And I was asking Rick the thing that surprised him the most, and what was the name of the snake?
Oh, was that? Oh, I forgot it already. I've seen one in a vine snake. I've only seen one.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we do have the rattlesnakes and the rest of them,
Wow.
and we do have. I've seen 3 mountain lions since I've been here. Most people never see a mountain lion unless
my
they got a
gosh.
radio hung on them.
Wow.
I used to work with mountain lions years ago. We had a lot of radio collars on them, and I could go find a lion that way, but
Wow.
never see them in the wild.
Yeah.
Here, off the back deck, 3 of them.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
3 at 2 different times. 2 lions on one occasion,
Wow.
one on the other.
Did Rudder go crazy?
I didn't see them.
Oh wow, wow,
Yeah, they were.
wow.
Yeah, he didn't see them. We did.
Because I live down the road from Rick in a different area of town. I live in the high grasslands, and Rick lives in a canyon. And I've seen a bobcat 2 times. I live right next to the Babacomery.
Yeah.
And my friend was visiting, and she was like, "Sandy, what is that?" And she's like, "Is that a dog?" And I was like, "Oh my God, it's a mountain lion!" You know. And I ran in to get my phone so I could get a picture. By the time I got back, it was gone.
Yeah, they don't stick around
No.
very long. But bobcat's a good sighting as well. I mean, yeah. So we get a fair number of things. Coyotes are real regular. Right time of the year,
Yeah.
they come into a water hole out back here, and there'll be 3-4 coyotes playing out there, and he does notice them.
Oh,
And
sure.
occasionally he goes out and they'll talk back and forth.
Oh, they will?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But I'm not
interesting.
real anxious on him getting close to the fence, because although coyotes don't generally jump fences, the word is generally, which means sometimes they do.
Yeah,
And
because
so-
I've seen them in Phoenix jump all kinds of fences.
Yeah, they're pretty well trained about that. These are
Yeah.
a little more
Wild.
wild, I guess would be the less urbanized.
Okay, yeah.
And so yeah, he doesn't need to get up and personal with the coyotes. So,
Right, exactly.
yeah.
So when we talk about Rudder, that is Rick's dog. And what kind of dog is Rudder?
He's an Australian Kelpie. He's a sheepdog that actually works sheep. Or he used to. He's retired now. He got his, near as we can tell, got his ankle in a gopher hole, running sheep in a pasture.
Oh.
And there's a lot of arthritis in it now.
Okay.
And so he really can't do that. He wants to,
Yeah,
but he can't.
poor guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a beautiful dog.
Well, he thinks he is for
Yeah,
sure.
he's handsome, for sure. And so, how many acres are you on here?
40.
40. And so do you just really maintain the acreage around the house, or do you do the fields, or?
It's a combination of things. The house, requires mechanical, get out the weed machine,
Yeah.
the lawnmower, and
Oh, boy, do I
all
know
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But outside the fence, I've got a lease with the Crown Sea Ranch, and they bring cattle.
Oh, cattle, okay.
And they bring it through. And, a lot of people poo-poo cattle, but I've got a great fire hazard developing out there, and they need to come in at the right time and knock it down enough that the fire hazard goes down.
Yeah.
And as long as you don't overgraze, grazing can be a tool that can be used to deal with
Yeah, that's
fuel
a great
buildup.
idea.
So,
Because I know some people around bring out the goats. There's somebody in town that has goats that they'll bring around and let the goats.
yeah, I try to be more careful. The goats eat everything.
Yeah, and they poop everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean the cows are a little more manageable.
Yeah.
And since the property's got all these big old emery oaks on, I don't want the herbivores eating the new growth on the oak trees, because I do have recruitment of young oaks, in this canyon, which is pretty amazing because this tree that we're looking at right there, I had a arborist out here, and he suggested that that tree was hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Wow.
He said that we'd have to core it to know for sure, and I didn't want to do that.
I mean, it looks like it's in great shape.
Yeah, it's always been taken care of.
Yeah.
There's been a black bear on this big limb that runs off to the one side.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
No, we get black bear out here
Wow.
sometimes. I mean, the Santa Ritas are right up behind us here, so.
Okay, wow, that's crazy. It's interesting for me to be in the area because there's a lot of canyons around here, like Gardner Canyon, Hog Canyon, Adobe Canyon. And I just think it's interesting about how the landscape is, because I live maybe 12 miles down the road and everything's flat pretty much where I'm at.
Yep, up on those flats, yeah.
Yeah.
They call these the canyons. It's Hog, Adobe, Wood, Casablanca.
Yeah,
And they're a real interesting connector across to the Patagonias.
yeah,
The Canelos go around and pick up the top of the Huachucas.
yeah.
And so it's, there's a lot of connection. There's a lot of people interested in the corridor quality of that. And there's some folks doing some studies on that right now to see how important those are. So it brings up an important thing in terms of land use. You have a house like this that sits on 40 acres, and I bring in cows to take care of the fuel loads and stuff like that. And an alternative, if you took the grazing off of it and things like that, would be to split it and divide, which is kind of the American way. And you can be pretty sure this isn't going to be a very good wildlife corridor if these parcels start being reduced in size and the number of people go up. I mean, I'm privileged to live here, and I know it. Type of thing. But dividing up this land would not be good for the critters that are here. So this whole group of properties on this side of Highway 82, which is the Crown Sea, play an important role for wildlife. And then on the other side is what the fellow named the Count used to have very large parcels
And
of
he
it.
passed.
He passed away,
Yeah.
but apparently his heirs that are selling it don't want it broken up.
Oh, good.
Which I was having lunch with somebody today that had the inside story on that. I was surprised at that because they could make a handsome amount of money, but
Well,
they
they
want
would.
they want to hold it together into a piece like that. So again, you have those pieces of land. Landowners have to do something with that land because it has fire risk, and they have to. So cattle grazing is one of those things, and I know that's unpopular with some people, but boy, it sure seems like the alternatives could be much worse.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about 40 acres, I mean, you could start, and I mean, like 3 months later, you might be done, mowing all the grass, even on a tractor. That's a lot of acres.
Oh, yeah. No, I have a tractor to do what I got, and it's an all-day event.
Yeah.
But,
People don't realize it is so much work to be on property and to maintain it. It's crazy.
yeah.
I mean, I basically live on horse property, and I don't have a horse. And it's only 5 acres, but I'm always out there working and doing something to take care of it.
And that's despite the horses wanting to eat everything
Right.
as well.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mechanical equipment, I've got my little John Deere riding mower, I got my weed whacker, I got my push behind weed whacker, and
Yeah.
you
'Cause
spend those hot days out there collecting chiggers and doing that. So
Right? Yeah. In fact, I was out in my lower pasture, and I mean, the grass is almost up to my shoulders.
Yeah.
And I got bit by chiggers bad. I mean, I'm just like, I forgot, what a pain in the butt they were. Because I used to live in Texas.
Yeah.
You mow the lawn there and you get them around your socks and, the tight areas.
Yep.
And, I mean, I just was like, chiggers didn't even occur to me. I thought, did I get stung by a scorpion, mosquito, this, that, and the other thing? And I mean, in the middle of the night, it wakes me up itching. And I'm like, what the heck?
It's a chigger.
Yeah, I gotta go get some clear nail polish and cover those suckers up.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is that whenever you go out to tackle tackle the vegetation, you gotta suit up, put on all the nasty chemicals, and because those chigger bites I'm scratching. I got on my tractor 3 days ago, a piece of grass blade like this, and I kind of tried to duck it, and it got me and said, "Well, I hope that didn't have any chiggers on it."
Oh no.
Yeah, I got so they're just lurking out there. You could do Gary Larson cartoons of chiggers pretty easily. They're hunting us down. So.
Oh my God! And I mean, they're coming with a vengeance, because this is no Texas chigger. This is like I got stung by a hornet or a wasp or
Yeah,
something.
no, they're pretty substantial.
Oh, jeez.
And until we get the first frost, they'll be with us. So.
Oh my gosh. It's interesting out here, because like where I live, I have bats that come every year, and I've got a ton of birds up there, and like lizards, geckos, all kinds of geckos, and I am still surprised that those MF mosquitoes are still around. I'm like, come on, everybody, do your work.
Yeah, no, the mosquitoes going to be really bad. I mean, the rain is so good. But the mosquitoes are such a consequence, and we have to deal with it. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like even walking into Rick's house today, I mean, we were getting swarmed by mosquitoes, and that was in the driveway.
I was in the driveway over gravel.
Oh my God.
No green stuff right there. And,
Oh, it's just crazy.
yeah.
So what do you do in your free time or your spare time? What do you do for yourself to have some fun? What do you do?
Oh, what do I do? Hikes with this guy. I have a couple of bikes, and like so much of Patagonia, cycle out Harshaw and into the San Rafael Valley. It's one of the most, one, it's exercise, which is good.
Yeah.
But two, it gets you into the backcountry around here, which is like nowhere else. I mean, I don't want to be too proponent of this for fear that there will be more folks that follow us. I mean, it gets pretty crowded out there sometimes on Harshaw.
Yeah.
But it's great biking, and there are some wonderful people on those bikes. I mean, just absolutely great folks that you run into when you're out there.
Yeah.
I've ridden back into town with someone that out there biking by myself, but riding back, have great conversations, catching up with people that you know. At the same time, the technical aspects of gravel biking are quite profound, and you learn a lot, and you learn to respect a whole lot of other people's skill sets, and watching how they deal with things, and so that's probably my favorite pastime. I like kayaking.
Oh yeah. Okay. Do you have a kayak?
I have kayaks, yes.
Oh, okay.
So, I have more kayaks than one person should own.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, but if you go kayaking with somebody else, you need to have a boat to put them in.
Absolutely.
And then there's different types of boats. If you go down Patagonia Lake, good place to go kayaking.
Yeah.
Rocks, not a friendly place for kayaks in the sense of the plastic's going to take a beating.
Yeah.
And then I have a pair of kayaks that I used on San Francisco Bay that are, when they're waxed, they're sleek and fast. And
are they wood or are they something
no,
else?
they're polymer like.
Are they sea kayaks or something else?
They could be converted to a sea kayak, but they're kind of an in between.
I see.
That they're long and thin.
Oh, I see.
Like a sea kayak.
Okay.
They're set up for rudders, but I don't have rudders on them. But it is fun to take them in those kinds of places. And so I have those things stashed. So water sports, and then I have a sailboat that I have as well.
There's a
a
mosquito here. Ah!
They're not supposed to be in here. Yeah.
You have a sailboat?
I have a sailboat. Yeah.
Where do you take that at? Where do you use that?
I sail it out of Alameda, which is in Northern California.
Okay.
So when I'm out there visiting my crew, I visit my boat.
Oh, so it's there. You moor it there?
Yeah, it's in a slip, probably the most derelict slip set, trying to save costs for California type of stuff.
Okay.
But it's also, those derelict marinas are a little more fun because they don't have quite the hoity-toity aspect that some can go with sailing. And,
I understand what you're saying. You might see the dude there.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, those are the things that occupies plenty of my time. I mean, the working stuff, even though I say I'm retired, is, you got payroll, you got this to do, you got all of those kinds of things before you even get to the science. So,
Yeah.
so that takes up a fair bit of my time. So we've got grass mowing, we got kayaks, we got bikes, we got payroll.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that fills Rudder.
yourself.
Yeah. And Rudder insists on going on walks, and he's
Yeah.
become, he's all of his sheep training that he had to go get the sheep.
Yeah.
You don't want to ever confuse them by using the commands that you use to tell them to bring the sheep in and stuff like that, by perverting them to walk downtown Patagonia and stay away from little kids and stuff like that. You can't use the same, shouldn't use the same callbacks and stuff like that on them. So I never developed the other callbacks on him and stuff like that. He was all trained for sheep. But when I realized he wasn't going to chase sheep anymore, and I didn't have any sheep, I said, well, we can pervert these now.
Yeah.
And so now he's pretty good walking off leash, and that's why he can go to the lumber company and
Yeah.
have a beer with us and be pretty sure he's not going to get himself in trouble.
Yeah.
So
Our friends own the Patagonia Lumber Company, and it's like being on a pirate ship, because
Yes.
you don't know who's going to be there or who's going to show up, but also it's like one big family.
it is very much that
Yeah.
way, yeah.
I mean, it's like you go there and everybody is so open and accepting, and it's just a wonderful place to go.
Yeah, no, it's a real asset to the town. It'd be
Oh,
a very,
yeah.
if the community didn't have that, we'd have to find something that did the same, and that might be pretty difficult.
Oh,
so,
very difficult.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Winnie and Keith have just done an amazing job over there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's probably one of the 2 or 3 main
Totally.
focal points in town. I mean,
Yeah.
you got the Queen of Cups around the corner there,
Oh,
which
yeah.
has its own little niche.
Yeah.
Depends on your mood where you want to go.
Yeah, it's true. And also the gathering grounds.
And the gathering
That's
ground.
a great place for breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So I didn't realize that you were into mountain biking,
Into gravel biking, yeah.
gravel biking. And then the races that Heidi and Xander do, are those gravel bike races?
Those are gravel bike mostly, yeah.
Okay,
Now,
okay.
some of them get there's a fine edge to what that is. I mean, the one bike that I ride is more a mountain bike than a gravel bike, but
I see.
I have it set up for riding on the gravel.
Okay.
And
And then did you learn those skills just being on the bike, or did you take classes, or how did that work out?
nope, hung out with the gang in Patagonia.
Oh.
I mean, Heidi and Xander, when they first got here, fostered a lot of that, and there are a lot of people that you can go riding with, and I've got some friends in Patagonia that I ride with on a regular basis.
I had no idea that you rode a gravel bike, or bike up into the Santa Ritas. No idea.
Yeah, actually, we ride them up mostly into the Patagonias. The Santa Ritas are a little tougher because it's more mountain biking
I see. Okay.
than
okay.
gravel biking.
Got
There
it.
are some spots, going just up Hog Canyon is great biking.
Really?
Yeah, very uncrowded.
Wow.
So the social aspect isn't there.
Until now.
Till now, yeah. Yeah, no, there is a number of folks that know that riding up Hog is a great place to go.
And then how close is the AZT to where you're at? Is it close at all?
Oh yeah, it's close. You could ride your bike up Hog Canyon
Uh-huh.
and off a little side canyon, and you can actually see the trail across a little ravine. So
Okay.
it's that close. Some people get off the AZT into Hog sometimes.
Oh,
Not supposed to, but they do.
yeah.
So and it's also a point where you can, if you need to extract somebody off of the AZT, it would be a point where they could do that easily.
I see. The AZT is the Arizona Trail, and it goes from Mexico to Utah, is that correct?
I think to the Utah border.
Yeah. And I mean, people come from all over. Actually, people come from all over the world to do it. And it's just a really cool trail system. It's well marked. They maintain it.
Well
very
taken care of.
Yeah.
No, it brings a different character to town too, because
It
you have
does.
all those
Yeah.
transients. Amazing the number of people that transit that trail and end up coming back here and staying.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. It's crazy. And a lot of times, if they're out on the trail, they will walk to is it the 83 out here, or is that
82?
They'll walk out to Highway 82 and just thumb a ride into town so that they can resupply or, you know, get some groceries for the trail, or sometimes they'll stay over at Terrasol.
Terrasol,
Yeah.
Terrasol is another one of those, fills a very different niche in the community, but Mary's developed that into I mean, it's not just a place to camp. It's a social aura that you have there. And Astral has his bike shop on site.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, so there's bikes, and they must have 30 bikes that
Yeah.
the hikers come in so they can go to town and get a beer or get a burger or something like that. Can just
Yeah.
check out 2 of the bikes and go.
I mean, it's just the gal who owns it, Mary Tolina. She owns Terrasol. They call her a trail angel, and so when hikers come through and they need a ride to town, or they need supplies, or you know, it could be they need anything, shoes or anything. Mary totally helps those people get connected so that they can get their needs fulfilled, and that's really cool.
It is really, and if you look in the hiking stuff about Terrasol, it gets nothing but the best reviews
I
in terms
can
of a place
imagine.
to stay.
Yeah.
Just mostly because of the attitude, I mean, that you encounter there. I mean, it's just very, very welcoming
Yeah.
sort of thing, and a lot of support, both in terms of getting back to the trail and the bikes to get around in trail, and sometimes with Astral's kayaking group, sometimes the folks from the camp come with too.
That's so
they
cool.
go
I didn't know
kayaking.
that.
Yeah, no. Had some temporary residents go
Very
along
cool.
on that too. So.
Yeah, and sometimes people hang around, because there was one gal that came in off of the trail and she just stayed. I think Linnea, is that her name?
No, Linnea came in and stayed, but I don't think she was on the trail. I think she
okay.
just camped there and
To visit.
stayed.
I see.
But there are others that have come off the trail and stayed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mary either has to find a job for them, or figure out politely to how to get them back onto the trail. I know that both have happened.
Yeah, it's just the experience here is the sense of community and the support through the community is just amazing.
No, that's one of the real values of living here. Besides the great the beauty of this place, there's
Yeah.
also this kind of sociological thing that goes on in Patagonia. I mean, it's varied and it's got its little stickers here and there, but
Sure.
it's a different style of living for people that are tuned into the city.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't work out for them.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. It was interesting because even where I live, and I think you probably have to too. You have to take your own trash to the dump.
Yep.
Yeah. So we were talking about country living, that when you go to town, you got to do all the things you need to do in town.
Oh yeah, I go to Tucson. An average trip to Tucson, I'll hit 4 or 5 different
Yeah.
things. We'll go to the dentist. We'll stop at the Costco. We'll go over to Beyond Bread.
Yeah.
We'll go over and get this, and this, and this.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those things.
All of those things.
And
yeah.
and it's funny because you just try to pack your day full so that you're not wasting any time while you're in there.
Right.
Then you get home and you realize, oh, well, I needed that too. Doggone it. So you
Yeah.
just put it on the list for next time.
Yeah, I sometimes put out a call to folks that I'm going to stop at Costco in case anyone's asking for anything.
Wow, I'd like to get on that list.
So, okay, well, I'll let you know.
Okay, good.
Yeah, usually it's a trick I actually first saw in Hawaii, where we went to the Costco there when first landed, and to get stuff to set up for a couple of weeks that we were going to be there, and I saw all these folks coming in with their pickup trucks and their huge coolers, and then you have to fill the huge coolers and go back hour and a half to 2 hours to
Yeah.
wherever they were going.
Yeah.
And that's you can tell who's from Patagonia down there because they'll have lots of coolers in the back of
Oh,
their
yeah.
car.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I fill up at least 2 every time I go with
Yeah.
stuff I need.
Yeah, because I do that at Trader Joe's too.
Yeah, there's no Trader Joe's on the mountain.
No, not at all. Yeah. So it's a unique living situation, but God, I mean, I wouldn't want it any other way, honestly.
No, it's maybe that's where the kindred spirit comes from. It's because it takes like people to do
Yeah.
that kind of thing, to
Yeah.
live in this style.
I remember when I was a kid, my mom was always watching. My mom always loved watching the Alaskan shows, because they're out in the middle of nowhere and they're trying to you know, fix a tractor with 2 sticks and a rock.
Yeah, we do that here.
Yeah, but there was a show that, I don't know, she loved Grizzly Adams, and there was another one called Dirty O Sally. Do you remember that show at all?
No, I remember the first one, but not the
Grizzly
second.
Adams, because there was Dirty O Sally was just this mountain lady. She looked like Granny Clampett, and she would take baths in a big whiskey or wine barrel that was on her porch. So she would collect all the rainwater, and then once a month she would jump in there and take a bath.
Yeah, we don't have, well, we might have some of those around here.
Yeah, we might.
Yeah, you have to, that's one thing I did learn about this place. Well, I did back the first time I was out here when I was real young, but it's certainly more so today, is that you may run into somebody who's in a pair of holey jeans and flip-flops and something like that, and you find out that they were the president's science advisor,
Right.
or, I mean,
Yeah.
the number of retired wildlife biologists you do that in per acre down here. There's a lot of retired biologists down in this
Yeah,
this
there
area.
are a lot of scientists in this area, actually.
Yep,
Of all kinds.
of all kinds.
Yeah.
And there's others too. I know some folks advertising in Manhattan and retired to here. And,
Whoa.
yeah, there's a lot of the commercials you'd
Wow.
recognize. Anyway, I mean, so there's a lot of folks that come in here with a whole lot of expertise.
Yeah.
So first thing you learn is you better not BS, because you're going to get called on it, or they're going to give you that look like you're talking about something you don't know about, and I do. Or, you know, have insight to doing that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. And you can sometimes tap that talent for various things in the community. I know there are folks that do that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I mean, it's crazy because I was telling you about my neighbor. There was a rattlesnake at my house this morning, and the neighbor came over and shooed it away for me. But he's a biologist, but he's also a cytogeneticist, and so it's just, I mean, I love him. He's such a nerd, but
Yeah,
I just
well,
love talking to him.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's the concentration of nerds, some of them with a lot of experience.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I love it. I just, you know, there are so many just brilliant people in this area. It's like,
Yeah.
wow. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, all the time, I'm just like, you know, holy cow, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
just crazy. So, Rick, let me ask you something. If you could give advice to a younger person, any advice, just your best advice, what would you tell them?
Oh my gosh, that's a heavy question.
I know.
You know, everything that glistens isn't gold, and picking what's going to make you happy is tricky, and there's no guarantees, and you can make mistakes, and you can sometimes hesitate, and you shouldn't hesitate. I mean, if you're going to be wise about it, you don't want to be cavalier with your decision making, or just simply waiting for something to happen to you. You can't just wait for it to happen to you. You got to put yourself in the situation to do that. I try with my crews to get them to go, which are all generally younger biologists, to put themselves in situations. I got a note from one of them 2 nights ago saying, "Oh, I got invited to go do this. Thank you. I would have never gotten invited to do this if I hadn't worked the summer job for you guys." You know, type of thing. So it connects them and stuff. So you got to know when to jump in, but you also got to know when not to jump in. And that's hard, but you can't sit there and procrastinate decisions. You just have to be as educated and smart about it as you can, and then go for it. But trying to figure out where you want to be, you don't want to have your head in the clouds, or as one of my staff called it, Wawa. Anyway, you know, Wawa brain. Anyway,
Yeah.
just, you know, you're going to go save the whole world. No, you got to figure, the people that save, make differences, in my experience, have really put in their dues, and they know what they're talking about, and that means some tough times. So the tough times shouldn't be a disqualifier for a good job. You may have to tough it out for a while, as long as it leads you eventually to where you want to be, or doing what you want to do. doing it for the glory is probably not a good reason. Doing it for critters is a good reason, but also doing it so that you're happy. And even though I have an advanced degree, I don't necessarily recommend everybody go get one of those things.
Yeah.
It's got to take you where you want to go. And if it doesn't, then that isn't the right decision. And we see, and again, my bent here is clearly from the environmental bent, because, teaching wildlife and working with all of these biology nerds, you have that bent. But like at Borderlands, Francesca down there does a great job of mentoring these folks to help them make decisions about where they want to go and what they want to do.
I had no idea she was like that.
No, she's great. I told her the other day, we were talking about, sometimes she and I commiserate about the problems of being a supervisor, having to tell people what to do, what they can't do, what they shouldn't have done, type of stuff, and all that kind of stuff. And she was working through some of the things that she had dealt with. And my final comment to her as I left the ring at the wagon wheel was, if I were much younger and looking to start in the job, I'd want you as my boss, type of thing. So anyway, because she's really good at that. But I think that's a responsibility that most supervisors have, is to mentor those younger biologists coming up, and you can help them. Decisions are still theirs. They're not going to disappoint you if they go do something else. In fact, there's a person in town, I won't mention his name, who is very well educated, and I was having dinner at his place, and his mother was there, and I pointed to some stuff he had going on right there, and she lamented, waste of all of that graduate training and stuff. And I said, no, he's really good at what he does, and everybody trusts him, and you should be quite proud of him, because he actually makes a mark on that stuff. But and I used to tell parents that when I was teaching, that the bachelor's degree will teach them to think critically, or should, teach them to write, or it should, and teach them to speak well. And those skills translate across the board, whether you're working at Trader Joe's or you're advising a new administration on how to fix some of the environmental problems. And so that's what it's supposed to do. And after that, it's where do you make the decision of what you want to do, and the role that where you want to take your career. And so that's the advice that I give. And I used to do that a lot for a job, teaching. And so that's why it's a long-winded answer there.
No, I think that's a great answer. I love that answer. And also, I'm not sure who you're talking about, who the fellow was, but I think that is badass that you said that to his mom, because I feel like a lot of, times have changed. People used to get into a career and just work that career their whole lives, and people don't do that anymore.
No.
And, a parent may want a child to do one thing so that they could have, retirement or whatever.
Yeah.
But, the world has changed, and it's not the same. Kids are doing all kinds of things now, and they're doing very well at what they're doing, and they're happy, and they don't feel like they're trying to, put on a shoe that doesn't fit. And I love the advice that you gave.
Yeah, no, if it makes them happy, that's a key point. They got to make a living at it.
Right.
And I've also tell my folks, they should pay attention to what somebody's going to pay you. They should pay attention to, is there retirement and benefits with this?
Yeah.
You don't necessarily use that as your final decision maker, well, how do I get rich? If that's the case, I kind of think we're done. You can figure that part out.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it helps that in their own planning, it's okay to say things. Well, let me back up a little bit. I think I've encountered a number of folks that come from very well-to-do backgrounds and want to make real changes for the environment and all this kind of very lofty thought and stuff like that. And they get away making some of those things because they don't have to worry about retirement.
I know it.
They never had to worry about where a meal was coming from.
I know it, Rick.
And I had students, I have folks I talk to these days about some of this stuff, and they don't have that background. They don't have that support. They don't have the family support.
Right.
And I have one person who works for me that she has no family support whatsoever. So at least my lead and I, when we're talking about things that affect her, we're always cognizant that she does not have a family support system to back that stuff up. Mm-hmm. And so how are we going to deal with this to make sure that, because we want to keep her.
Sure.
Yeah, that we're providing her with the employment that provides that stuff. And sometimes for some people that's more time off. For some people that's more wage. For some people it's different. And
that's right.
And the workplace doesn't really allow you these days, unless you're in totally private business, like some people we know, doesn't allow you to be too variable about that stuff. I mean, I have to follow California labor law and all that, and what's good for one is good for the other. But that's not a good scenario for people management when people are so different. But if they're in different positions, you can accommodate some of that kind of stuff. And so, but I think it's realistic for them to say things like I can't afford an internship for 6 months on an island where I'm not making any money.
Yeah, I want to, but I can't.
Want to, but I can't.
Right, that's exactly right. Yeah.
So it's that's a tough one. I mean, and what I've had to learn from me when I'm advising somebody on something like that, and I do because of my background, I get called on sometimes for that, is to be really careful. I don't tell them what to do. That always provide the other side of that coin, and there always is a different other side of the coin. Yeah. Now, if you do that, you realize that this is going to be true, and are you really prepared for that? It's easy at age 25 to say,
right.
Oh, I'm going to go sacrifice and do that. Well, what happens when they get down the road and say, I'm still driving a beater car. What am I? I would like to buy a house. And,
right.
For those that go on and start families, there's a whole other thing.
Oh yeah.
And it gets more complicated on the gender side of things because women have to make decisions about certain other things, and sometimes notice the TV's had a whole thing going about is it a trade-off? Is it one or the other?
Yeah.
How do you balance? Those are hard things. And as a male, I sometimes have a hard time when it gets to that end of the discussion. But I've had that with students of mine before, in terms of thinking about it, and they have to be so careful not to impart my own sense of doing things. For me, I always have to be doing things. So sitting around the house in my pajamas all day, not something that worked for me.
Absolutely not.
But there are people that is their idea of a relaxing day. And if that's what they want, don't pursue this.
Yeah.
You're going to need to go with that. And there is that to support that thing. But you ought to decide if you really want to spend your time that way too. I mean, because time goes out the window and you don't get it back tomorrow. Yeah. It's the one thing I can't figure out how to get repeats on that kind of stuff.
That's true. I mean, I think about it like, so time, it both ways. I mean, do you want to spend your day in your pajamas, and then on the other side, like I'm up at 5:30 in the morning outside, and that's where I'm starting my day, and I'm sure you can relate to that. Yeah. That, as a single person living in a space, like you're always working. Yeah, always. Yeah. That pretty much is, that's a whole other area probably not to get into, but yeah, there's great dynamic, there are different dynamics in terms of what your life situation is with, do you have a partner, do you not have a partner, those kinds of things. Yeah, and even like living by yourself and then like starting to date someone or having a partner, because then you're like, well, where do I fit this into my day? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You've got to be realizing you're going to make some sacrifices somewhere, but you don't want to live for just the one. Right. I mean, that's exactly just doing your work. Yeah. I mean, you get that
that'd be a big mistake in my book. See, I got a little judgmental there, but in my book, that'd be a
I
mistake.
agree with you because, like, we're not going to be here forever. So we need to, I think and this is why, honestly, why I started doing these videos, because I feel like there's been such wise information passed on, and like, it's about community and making connections and getting to know each other. And I just love it. I mean, I love talking to you. we could be here for another couple hours.
Yeah, we'll bore everybody at the other end pretty quickly here.
We're scoring.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's a very long-winded answer to your question.
Great answer, Rick. Where are we at? Oh, well, we should probably wrap it up. But
Okay.
I wanna come back and talk with you some other time. Could we do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
That's amazing. Thank you for your time, Rick.
Sure,
I love
you bet.
you. You're such a good guy.
Thank you.